So I'm back. Hey everybody, I hope I haven't lost you for good. My phone did an unscheduled update and shut me down, so I'm back now. Oh, I hope I'll gain some viewers back. It's Wednesday, January 5th. Here for virtual birding, the first one of 2022. I'm going to wait a little bit to see if some people join me. If you do join me, please say hello. Comment what kinds of birds you've been seeing, where you've been seeing them, if any. It's been nice to have some snow. Colder temperatures have been a little bit of a shock. So today I was talking about a bird that I had seen. A friend of mine had asked me about whether ospreys would be around here still. And ospreys could be around if there were larger bodies of water that are open. They do a lot of fishing. And there are eagles here and there are other large birds, but I think the bird that she saw may have been the bird I saw yesterday. It has the same kind of color markings as an osprey, but it has a different shape and it hunts in a different place. So usually when I see an osprey, it'll be sitting on a telephone pole or high up in a tree near a large open body of water. This bird that I saw yesterday was not near water. There was no large open bodies of water for it to hunt in right there. There was one nearby, but it was mostly open farm fields. And this is a larger bird, larger hawk, that took off from a branch in a tree and tended to hover over the farm field to hunt. So I had to narrow that down. I know that there are a few birds that will hover. A northern harrier will hover, but it wasn't colored like a northern harrier. And many of them have flown south of us since we've gotten some snow cover. And kestrels will hover, but an American kestrel also would have migrated by now, and they're much smaller. So this bird, when I looked it up, turned out to be a rough-legged hawk. And let me show you if I can figure out how to flip my screen. Here it is. Let me show you what a rough-legged hawk looks like. This is an adult light morph, I believe. They come in all kinds of different color phases, light and dark, and in different configurations depending on age. So you may see a juvenile, you may see a female, you may see a male, and they look similar. But all of them, they may not look terribly similar, but all of them will have this marking right here. They may have coloration on their wing, but they will have this patch on their wing and then a lighter color of feathers underneath on the underwing. And they also have a tail that has just that 1 to 2 bands on the end and then white above on the tail. So here you can see this bird has more coloring here, but it still has that dark patch right there on each wing underneath with the light feathers on the outer band. You see that? So the bird I saw, I believe, well, it looked a lot like this bird. It had a darker head, but it was definitely lighter in the wing. So it had the darker head of that bird, but the wing look of this bird, lots of white underneath with those dark patches. And the rough-legged hawk breeds in the tundra in northern Canada and Alaska. They feed mostly on voles and lemmings up there. And then when they come down here, they're also eating smaller rodents like voles, moles, shrews, maybe squirrels, that kind of thing. So I was so excited to see a rough-legged hawk yesterday. Has anybody else been seeing, hi Colleen, has anyone else been seeing some hawks or owls around? This time of year we're seeing some snowy owls in the vicinity. I have not seen one yet. It is my lifelong goal to see a snowy owl in the wild in the North Country. So I'm just going to scroll down here because I want to show you too. All About Birdsight is great because they they offer so many resources for birders, and on each page when you look up the species at the bottom, they will compare the bird with similar species. So there are other birds that you might see that are the same kind of size or might display the same kind of behavior but are not the same bird. So on the bottom, this has a comparison with a red-tailed hawk, which we see all year here, often along highways. And the red-tailed hawk, you can see this picture. I often see them along the highway, and you can really identify them by that dark band across their belly, across their chest, and then the lighter above. And then, of course, also by the red tail, the rusty red feathers on their tail. So that would set them apart from the rough-legged hawk. They have markings like the rough-legged hawk on their wings, but not the patches of dark in that spot on the wing. So that's a red-tailed hawk, and they also have that reddish tail, which the rough-legged hawk does not have. And then the northern harrier is hunts similarly. It will hover and it will flap over the field and then stop to hover and look for food. But you'll notice that the body on the northern harrier is quite much slimmer. It does have a white patch on its tail, but its tail also has several stripes, not just the dark on the end and the light underneath. And also look at the head. The head on the harrier is kind of owlish looking. It's more broad than the rough-legged hawk. So all of those things, the shape of the head, the proportion of the wings, the behavior, the coloration of the tail and wings, all those things can help you identify the bird from a distance. It's really important always to carry with you, which I don't always, and I always curse myself. When I see a bird like this, I didn't have my binoculars with me or a good camera. I did turn around on the road and kind of pull off the road and park to watch it. But you want to be cognizant of disturbing these animals because they're conserving their energy for winter. And if we're making them fly away from us, we may be deterring them from prey, having them use their energy unwisely. So I also wanted to show you some of these other pictures. Let's see if we could see some of these up close. Sorry about my ineptness with technology here, but I did want to show you the pictures from allaboutbirds.org. There's lots more information on the site. I encourage you to go there and learn all about the birds that you're seeing and birds that you're interested in. Oh, Joyce, that's great. Colleen and I are still looking. They are around. And again, in the rough-legged hawk is named because it does have feathers that go all the way down over its legs. So you don't have a clear, sharp view of its legs when it's perched. This gives a good picture of the tail, where you have that white patch above a darker area on the end of the tail. And this shows the rough-legged hawk's rough legs with the feathers that go all the way down. They don't often perch on the ground, mostly in trees, on telephone poles up high. And again, they do that hovering behavior. There is a video with that behavior right here. Let's see. I'm going to show this to you so you can see what it was doing. So it'll flap and glide, and then it'll hover, just like this, above the field, looking for those mice and moles and voles to eat. Something good. It'll flap a little bit, and then it'll choose a place, and it'll just hover over the field. There you go. Good look at its wing from above and below. So if you see a bird that makes you think, oh, osprey, because it's kind of black and white looking, take a good look. If it has those wing patches underneath, it's hovering over a field, it's got broader wings. An osprey has more V-shaped wings. It could be a rough-legged hawk. Some winter raptors. There we go, hovering. So there you go, a little bit about the rough-legged hawk. So as you're out and about, do keep a lookout for those winter migrants, those winter eruptors, the snowy owls, the rough-legged hawks. You'll see red-tailed hawks out there. You'll see many people have been reporting bald eagles still. Eagles will hang around if there are carcasses or like deer or cattle carcasses or open water. They'll still be around here hunting. And they're also starting to pair up for nesting at this time where we live. So come January, February, they may be starting to display courtship behavior. So you may see some really cool things if you're out there and you see a pair of eagles. You want to stop and use your binoculars and see what they're doing. Anybody else with some great sightings? Any good ones out there? Keep looking. Keep your binoculars handy. Keep your distance so you can really look at what the animal's doing without your influence around. And keep birding. Hope you have a great day. I'll be back at 5 on live. Thanks, Kathy. Yeah, do. They're really interesting to watch. So keep your eyes open. Have fun out there. See you maybe at 5 o'clock. Have a great day. Bye-bye.